Now it's gonna come out. It's just like television. Did you see how easy that was? It came out nice and easy. No hiccups at all. This thing sucks. Alright guys, today we're going to try to tackle some little projects. I'll bring you over to the doors, I'll show you what's going on, what we're doing there. But I did a couple things last night. Everybody will be happy to see that the headlight is back. I haven't tested it yet. So this is going to make for a really terrible video if it doesn't turn on. But, did it turn on?
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Oh, it didn't turn on.
No.
Hold on. Did I plug it in? Oh no. Now I done did something.
Hey!
I just needed a little wiggle. Okay, so the headlight will sometimes work. So sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. But the headlight's back. So I got the headlight knocked out. We got the plugs out. I went to Harbor Freight today and picked up some essentials. I got a new set of feeler gauges so I can go through the valves. So we'll check that to get ready for this weekend. And then if you come over here, I've already started working with the doors and trying to kind of get a plan of attack for what's going on here. What'll end up happening is I got a bucket over there. I'm gonna grab that bucket, we're gonna empty it. We'll probably weigh the bucket empty just so, you know, or weigh the, you know what I mean?
Where are we going with this?
Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all this stuff out of the door, and anything I cut out or any pieces, like, we don't have to have door locks.
Oh, okay.
There's no
Right.
reason to lock the doors. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I'll probably take this out. And what I was thinking about doing is just taking the piece that goes onto the panel here. Let me grab the panel. And I'll take the piece and just hit it with a little glue or something. I don't know. It's supposed to be up and down like that. So maybe I'll just hit it with a little glue and just glue it like that so it looks like it's there.
Aesthetic.
Yeah,
make it look nice.
What I want to do is I want to put the door panels back on. They weigh a little bit. Maybe we can lighten those up too. I'm not sure, but there is a crash bar back here in this door. Which, I don't know.
Let's see if we can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some light will help. But this crash bar here runs the whole length of the door, and I was sitting here wondering how I'm going to get it out, and then I looked and I realized that they're spot welded. This one's kind of hard to see because they I don't know what they did over here, but there's spot welds in here. So I'm going to try first. I'm going to try drilling out the spot welds on both sides, and then if that works like I think it will, it should drop the crash bar down, and then I won't necessarily be able to pull it out that way, but I can probably cut some of this out. I can probably cut some of this out. There's some different areas I can cut. Like right here, I obviously got to keep because that's where the door handles screw in so you can close the door. Although I've never had the door handle on my side, I've always just used this instead of the actual leather door handles to pull it. But we're gonna see how much we can get out of the door by taking some of these pieces off. Like I can see the back of the lock mechanism for the lock on the key. We'll leave the key part in it, but we'll take the mechanism off. And then there's a bunch of sound deadening stuff in here that runs the whole back, the whole inside of this. So really simply, just take a torch, heat it up, scrape it off. Mallory bought me the heat gun. The torch works really fast, and I don't have a lot of patience for these sorts of things. So we might just do.
The heat gun's like my favorite thing.
We might just use the torch. Now it sucks because we can't get anywhere near as light as a fiberglass door with Lexan window. I mean, this window is probably pretty heavy itself, but this is mostly free. Like, you're gonna buy some cutoff wheels and, you know, some gas for the torch and that kind of stuff, but it's not gonna cost an arm and a leg. And I will probably do one side at a time. I'll get one done and then see how much weight was it. You know, if it's 10 pounds a door, it's not even worth it. I'm not even going through all the work. You know, if we can get 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds out of a door, if I can get 50 pounds out of each door and drop 100 pounds off the car, I think that would be really, really awesome. So I might also, because I forgot, and I was telling Ella, we went to Harbor Freight, like I didn't want to forget anything. I wanted to get some hole saw bits.
You were telling the 5-year-old to remember that
No,
what needed to be.
because she was like, well, why are we walking around and looking at stuff? I'm like, because I don't want to forget things, because I want to get everything while I'm at the store now. So let's take a walk around and look. So that didn't work. I forgot hole saw bits. The word of the day is light.
All right, let's go.
Let's get to work. Alright, so after all that, it looks like the spot welds just weren't breaking free, and I decided this door is now ruined anyway. Yep, look, started cutting right straight through the outside of the door, so we got to be more careful about that. But this door is already ruined anyway, so let's see if we can't get this thing out. Now, I've been fighting getting this thing to release because I've been pounding on it and everything else, and it just won't move. So I think part of our issue is right here where we're stuck up a little bit. Hey, there we go. You see that? Now that thing just moved. Hey. Now we're moving. Now we're cooking with fire here. Now that thing's moving back and forth. Alright. So I'm not going to be able to cut like that on the inside of the door. So I'll just have to be careful here and really, really drill out those spot welds. Drill them nice and big. But that thing feels pretty heavy. So I'm excited to see what we can make happen.
Yes.
Oh no, my light's dead. I have been struggling with everything. The battery for the drill I left on the charger all night, and it's been on and off the charger like 10 times trying to drill these spot welds out. This thing's brand new and I took it out of the package, so that makes sense. But anyways, we finally got to the point where we are here. Now, this whole thing, this whole crash bar is starting to move in here.
Maybe we can get it on there.
Yeah, the light would help.
That light.
We're still a little jammed up in the back there, I think, because it's in between some pieces. But I should be able to pry that out. Now, Mallory was saying...
It's recording now.
Now it's recording.
Now it's recording.
I got some technical difficulties.
Oh my goodness.
But Mallory said something, I don't know, I think this thing is really, it's really like that fat, I feel like. She's saying it's not, she looked in here. But maybe cutting out to here.
That's too much.
And then sliding the whole thing out Well, if we're gonna cut it, why bullshit? Like,
Okay.
why cut it 16 times? Just cut it one time. Because if I really am feeling some kind of way, I could stick a piece of metal over that if I wanted to.
Okay.
But if we can, and then that way, because now I'm like, well, how am I going to get this out? And I was thinking about dropping it down, then cutting the crash bar into pieces with the sawzall and everything. It's going to take a bunch of time. If we can just cut out here, and hopefully, I got to see where the door, pretty much, yeah, I got to be careful about this door latch mechanism. But I think as long as I stay on this side of here, not this side, we should be able to open that up enough, pry this open. Actually, I could just, no, I can't, because I don't think the cutoff wheel could reach in there to relief cut this to fold it over. But we're going to try to pull the crash bar out the side, which will be a lot easier and nicer instead of cutting it into pieces. But from what I can tell you, I mean, I know it's jammed up, but that thing, what do you think that thing weighs?
I'm sticking with like 40 pounds.
Nah, I
I'm
wouldn't say
sticking
that
with it.
much.
Well, yeah.
I would say 20-25 pounds.
I think so.
Yeah. So we couldn't, the scale resets every time. So I've got some pieces in the bucket, but this will be really the big test. And we know the bucket weighs 1 pound, 10 ounces. So whatever the total is, we subtract 1 pound, 10 ounces. But I think this thing, I would say probably weighs 20 or 25 pounds. If it weighs less than that, I'm going to be sad. We'll find out. I'm going to cut this now and see if we can't pull it out the side.
Do you want to bet on it? Who was closer?
Who is closer? Fine. What do you want to bet? You want to gamble with me?
Food. I don't want to bet money.
Okay.
Like I'm not a baller, but I'll bet like I don't know, some chicken nuggets or something.
Some dessert treats?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bet dessert.
So what do you say?
I say closer to 40.
You say closer to 40.
You
So-
say closer to 25.
I say closer to 25.
Okay.
So if it's
over 25, I win.
no, if it's
Oh.
32 and under, I win. That's 7 pounds. If it's 33 and over, you win.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, bet. Watch me win this dessert. I am now ready to take this thing out, and maybe we will find out who was right, who was wrong. Ugh. This thing, I think, is ready to slide all the way out, and that thing is heavy. That is no joke. Oh yeah, I think she's wrong on that one. But we're about to find out. There's no way. There's no way, Sway. That's it? I did all that? This is crap. £16. That is probably one of the most depressing things I've ever seen. I took the bucket off just to make sure, like, that was it. But yeah, 16 pounds is what we got out of that. Kind of feeling like it's not worth it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That is horrendous.
Oh, it's recording.
No. We just doing the whole thing over again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are. I was dissatisfied.
17 pounds. This has been, don't get me wrong, it's not a tremendous amount of work. The other side is going to go probably a lot quicker because, you know, once you do one side, it's always easier to do the other because you got it all figured out. But 17 pounds here, incredibly depressing. Then I weighed the sound deadening I took out. I scraped all the sound deadening, which was really the most depressing thing of all. Mostly because I cut myself, I burned myself, I did all of these things to save 2 pounds. So I think in total, with everything, we're at like 20 pounds. And I was going to cut into the door and like cut some of these pieces out and everything else, and we're not gonna get there. And we got to find some other ways to make it lighter. Now, last night I looked I looked up, VFN makes an actual 74 front bumper. Like, not the 68 to 72, the actual 74 front bumper in fiberglass. And it's only like $290 or something. It's not ridiculously expensive. But that would also be super helpful because that is the most forward thing on the car, and it is very heavy.
Do you know how much it weighs?
The bumper?
Yeah.
I forget. I'd have to look, because when I did, there's some old videos, like when I was working on this car before.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I took, because everybody's like, oh, lighten the front bumper. Like, I already did. If you go back, I don't know, 6-8 months, whatever, like I took a plasma cutter, cut out all this bracketry, all this stuff. I tried to cut out everything I could behind it, and it did save some weight, but it's still a lot of weight, and it's still hung with the factory shocks that we drilled and then compressed and welded and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that front bumper with the shocks to mount it and everything is probably over 50 pounds. I would be willing to say. But like I said, it's also the very farthest thing forward on the car. So, you owe me some snacks.
There's like 3 mini cookies left on this stove. You're welcome.
Oh, there's some cookies.
You weren't, see, we weren't specific.
Oh, okay. Without the pieces on it here and everything, this thing weighs like 6 pounds, I think. But I really like having door panels. And I was gonna look, this is all like hard plastic. There's not really any way for me to lighten this up, I don't think. So I could make like flat panels and stuff, but like I said, this car is not gonna be 3,000 pounds. Like, if I was going for every bit of everything, you know, then I'd say let's cut the doors up, let's put flat panels here and all that kind of stuff. But
So what's the game plan now then? Go do the driver's side?
oh, of course. So this one fought me a little bit. Now it's jammed up, of course. Little tight space between two pieces of metal. I think that's what we're fighting right now. This thing. The game plan, the way this was supposed to work, is it's supposed to just cut to me pulling this thing out and then being like, okay, so after a few hours of work, it's not that much. Is it worth the weight savings? You guys should answer in the comment below. Let's throw it all in the bucket, see how much weight we saved. Is the few hours of work worth the weight savings? But this is the stuff that nobody ever shows. This is what actually happens. You get jammed up in stupid shit like this, and then it takes you way longer than it should. For no reason. I think you might have to put the camera down, because I think I might need your help.
Okay. Recording, you're good.
Oh, now, after some magic happened and some more hits with a hammer, now it's going to come out. just like television. Did you see how easy that was? It came out nice and easy. No hiccups at all. This thing sucks. Alright, let's take everything over, weigh it, and we'll have our final thoughts on cutting the doors. Which we didn't really cut in the door. I don't know how much.
I think that saved time.
Huh?
I think that saved time.
Well, I'm saying we could still cut more out of this, but I just don't know, like, what can we really cut out of here? Another 5 pounds? Like if we just cut all this sheet metal like in different areas?
Mm.
I don't know. Let's go weigh everything.
Hold on. Don't want to film me being clumsy walking behind a car.
I can edit it out. That's what editing's for.
Hmm.
But, so we know the bucket weighs 1 pound and 10 ounces.
So there's a pound.
There's, yeah, 1 pound. Oh, because that other stuff was 2 pounds in there. So why don't we just call it whatever it is? Because that thing said 2 pounds. And
Take the bucket off.
huh?
Take the bucket off.
Well,
Because you already know how much the bucket weighs. It's 1 pound. Just add 1 pound.
okay.
It's easier.
1 pound plus 2 pounds of that stuff of the sound deadening plus 33.5 pounds. So what? 36 pounds? I don't know. I mean, it's free. It doesn't cost nothing besides time. So that's always a benefit. Overall, so far, total tally, we've lost 36-ish pounds in the doors. We can add another 10 pounds to that if I leave the door panels off for this weekend. Yay! 10 pounds. So we've lost 36 plus the 170, we'll say, in the tank. So that's 206 plus the nitrous bottle is 33. So 239, so almost 240 pounds. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I know everybody does this, like, because it's free and everything. I think a more effective route would be to change the gear ratio and go faster. But we don't have the parts, the supplies, the time, everything to get that done before this weekend. But this we can get done before the weekend. So let me know what you guys think. Is it worth doing pro mod stuff? I forgot to say pro mod like 16 times in this video because in the last one it pissed everybody in the comments off.
But you were saying pro mod?
Yeah, because it's not the definition. Everybody gets all mad because they're like, you don't know what a pro mod is. Like, no, I'm just a guy that's been racing across the country for years and worked in like the industry and everything else. Like, I have no clue what a pro mod is. What people don't know is they've obviously never been to a race, at least a no prep race, because that's like what we do. Like, if somebody's car is faster than yours, it's a pro mod. Oh, well, it don't matter. It's a pro mod. You know what I mean? Like, it's a joke. It's literally why we make t-shirts and stickers. Like, comes from that inside joke. And I guess maybe I do need to explain that for the internet, because a lot of people maybe just sit at, watch these videos at home, haven't been to a no prep race, or maybe just have never heard the terminology. Yes, I know what a pro mod is. No, this is not a pro mod. But it really flustered people, even on Instagram. Like, I hashtag, yeah, I had the picture of me and the drill in my hand, and I hashtagged pro mod, and some guy got on there and was like, I wish people would stop misusing the word pro mod. And I'm like, bro, calm down. Like, it's okay. I don't know why, like, people get so in their feelings on the internet, like, about simple stuff, like the word pro mod. I don't know. I try not to.
I'm going to get a mobility scooter, and I'm going to call it a pro mod.
There we go.
I just want one anyway.
Pro mob.
That's right.
It's the pro mob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just want something to ride around.
I do.
Anyways, this took a little bit longer than expected. I still got to check the valve flash. I got to report that back to a buddy of mine who's helping me out with some of the motor stuff. But every day is progress. The thing is I'm not really sure what avenue, I guess, to take. I've been seeing a lot of comments that people are like, oh, we want like daily videos, and I'm like, but my life is boring. Like, you got to realize I could spend anywhere from 3, 4, 5 hours a day just talking on the phone to different people.
This is true.
Right, just like handling different things, whether it be...
You wake up, I know you're awake. You come out of the bedroom on the phone. You're like,
right.
Oh, yeah, he's awake.
Like, that's how I start my day. Like, I wake up, I look at the phone, I'm like, all right, what has happened since I've been asleep? Who has...
On.
The other camera died. Like, we've just been...
camera, man.
Yeah, we've just been having issues. So there's some things we gotta get figured out. Part of it is we've only got one battery for that thing, and I'm kind of deciding if I want to maybe go back to a Canon. That's a personal preference thing. It's a whole other story. But I start my day with like, wake up, who needs what do we got to do, what do we got to figure out, what fires do I got to put out. Anybody who's a small business owner knows the job is just putting out fires all day. That's all you do. Blah, 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 blah. Put things, everything is on fire, and you just walk around and put it out. But then I'll grab my cup of coffee, I'll get on the phone, I'll start, responding to, I guess, the phone calls. No, like calling people back.
Yeah, calling people back.
So I'll start calling people back. And
returning phone calls?
Returning
yeah,
phone
that's what you're looking for.
Yep. So, but do that stuff. And, especially now because we got the events going on and everything else, there's a lot that happens. So back to what I was originally saying, a lot of people were like, man, we just want, daily videos and stuff. Well, I'm going to try to do that. Obviously, we had one last night. I'm going to put one out tonight. We're going to keep that ball rolling as much as we can. The weird thing about it is when you do more daily videos, like if you wait a few days, then you can make big leaps of progress. You're like, oh my God, he did this and this and this and this and this. When you do daily, it's like, okay, well, we worked on the car for, 4 hours tonight, right? I would say.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Like, and 4 hours is not bad. I encourage everybody, like an hour-ish a day, 2 hours a day will get you super far. I know, I don't do that. I'm the opposite. I'm like...
I'll say like exercise,
yeah,
an
it's
hour
like
a day.
exercise.
You're like, work on a car.
Work on a car for... No, like, hit
the garage.
I'm more the... hey, why don't we put a big block in it and race it in like a week? And there's no motor in it. Like, I'm more that kind of guy. Let's just cram everything together and do it all at once. It's just my personality, just the way my mind works. I'm rambling again. Neither here nor there. Thank you guys for watching the videos. I greatly appreciate it. Let me know what you think. Is it worth spending the few hours? Now it's done. We never got to do it again. So there's the plus side. Is it worth spending the few hours for what is really, I think, a depressing amount of weight?
I know you desert over it. Yeah.
Yep. You owe me dessert over it. And, is it worth it? And then hit me up. Like I said, there's been a lot of comments about the daily videos and stuff. So what do you think? Should we be trying to do every day, couple of days, whatever? Obviously, that doesn't always work. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of stuff I got to do this week that's just like a day's worth of driving across the state. I don't know how good of a video that would be. Like, I went to the fuel place.
You know what? If it's like the trip,
picked up fuel.
the last trip you made out, where you had to put pepper in there and the radiator. I mean, I think that's entertaining enough. Yeah. Hope every trip and drive around's not like that.
Pepper's doing great by the way. Also, I've got a few boxes full of parts for Pepper. So we got to do that too. And then I question things like that. Like, should we be putting that in the videos that I maintenanced my Tahoe?
I don't know.
Maybe if I had good jokes. Like, I don't got no
you
good
have
jokes.
good jokes.
I don't got no good jokes.
You got jokes.
Every time I try to joke about something, people get all butthurt on the internet. So,
welcome to the internet. That's what happens there.
Pro Mod. I'm gonna change the name of this car from Fool's Gold to Pro Mod.
Don't do that.
Actually, I will say there is a Fool's Gold Pro Mod shirt coming. I may or may not have that design going on in the background.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll tell you about it because I don't want to tell the camera about it yet till we
right.
get it all lined
The
up.
camera's still here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you guys very much. I'm gonna get out of here. Tomorrow, I don't know. I gotta edit this video, so I might try to do the valves tonight. I don't know that anybody really needs to see that. Just they're either going to check out or they won't. Because today is what, Sunday? Sunday.
Is there anything that you're not including in this video that is going to be mentioned in the comments?
About what?
Things that happened that weren't on film.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's hard. Like, that's the flip side too. It's also hard to get everything on video, and because then they would all just be 6-hour long videos to get every detail, and I don't think that's. I don't know. We'll just argue about it in the comments. No big deal.
No arguing.
Just at me.
Let's just not argue.
Just at me.
Okay.
Hashtag ProMod. Hashtag FPM.
Oh my gosh.
Hashtag SHITBOXSupply.com. I'll see y'all ordering shirts. Thank you guys. So until next time.